Hi, my name is Matthew Griffin. I just wanted to do a quick vlog on the big news of the day, and I kind of wanted to dive a little bit into conservative media here. So, I got an issue of the Toronto Sun, and the big news of the day: Ford fights back. Premier vows to use notwithstanding clause to overrule court and cut TO council. And I've always had my weird suspicions about the Toronto Sun. I mean, just the headlines. That's the big thing. Ford fights back. It almost makes it seem like he's defending himself. And here we have a very sympathetic picture. I almost feel bad for the guy. We're here away. Uh, Judge Trumped. Trump. Never has a word seems more appropriate. And let's see what they say here. Premier Doug Ford filed Monday to invoke the province's power to use a notwithstanding clause to trump a superior court decision that derailed his plans to slash the size of this Toronto City Council. I would make the argument he was the one doing the derailing, but I guess that's one way of viewing events. And let's see what else they have to say here. Ford should have told voters his plans. Instead, he sprung Bill 5 on us in the middle of an election. Since Premier Doug Ford believes downsizing Toronto's City Council for the October 22nd municipal election is so vital to democracy that he's going to take the unprecedented step of using the Constitution's notwithstanding clause to impose it, it raises an obvious question. Why didn't he campaign on it in his June provincial election? The reason is pretty obvious. It would have been unpopular. I'm sure Mr. Goldenstein has a fantastic reason, but it's an unpopular thing to do. And what you need to know about the court's decision quashing Ford's council cutting move. What triggered the court challenge? Pretty obvious. This ridiculous decision to cut the city council. What are the arguments for both sides? I'm still unclear. Like, politics aside, I'm still unclear on what the exact benefit is of cutting the city council. Ford, a failed Toronto mayoral candidate and one-term city councillor, said reducing the number of councillors would speed up decision-making while saving about $25 million. $25 million seems like a really small amount of money, especially for a city like Toronto. And cutting anything, like if we got rid of all the red lights in Toronto, that would save money too. It's the benefit. Like, what's the benefit of actually doing that? City lawyers argued that the move was arbitrary, discriminatory, zeroing in on the fact that it was introduced mid-campaign without consultation. Furthermore, they argued that Bill 5 violated the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Mad times. And Judge crossed the line. Oh boy, let's see what they have to say. Bill 5 needed legal analysis, not judicial activism. Yesterday's decision of the Superior Court striking down provincial legislation that would reduce the number of Toronto wards from 47 to 25 reads more like a political manifesto than a judicial decision. Very interesting. And although Justice Edward P. Oh boy, here. I'm awful with names. If I do more of these vlogs, you're going to see I'm awful with names. B. Lobella, appointed by the Liberals government of Prime Minister Paul Martin. They always got to find a way to pin it on the Liberals. Says he's acutely aware of the appropriate role of the court in reviewing duly enacted federal or provincial legislation and the importance of judges in exercising judicial deference and restraint. He proceeded to do the contrary. Edward didn't make the law and then enforce it on Toronto, right? Like the law was made and it didn't pass a constitutional test. Therefore, it's not really activism, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Ford makes the right call in to trigger notwithstanding clause. See what Brian has to say. Premier Doug Ford is about to use a sledgehammer to kill a fly. Good. Ford announced Monday that he would recall the legislature to invoke the notwithstanding clause, Section 33 of the Constitution, to override the decisions striking down his government's law to cut Toronto City Council in half. In making the announcement, Ford also warned activist judges he is prepared to do battle with them. I mean, like, I wonder if Brian, like, in our society, we elect politicians. We don't appoint kings. Like, our system doesn't exist. It exists, within the bounds of the law. Like, Doug Ford can't institute prima nocta. He's not a king, but I don't know. I wonder if Brian, like, understands that. And, just regular conservative media, murder victim, crime is on the rise. Cop sees guns, crime is on the rise. Firearm industry shoots down handgun ban, crime is on the rise. And catfight to murder plot, crime is on the rise. So be on the lookout for that crime wave that's coming up. And I'll give East Court Ford a little bit of free advertising here. I wonder if the Ford Motor Company is seeing an increase in sales since Doug became premier. So that's my dive into conservative media for the day. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.